Summer loving had me a blast. Summer loving happened so fast. That's right. This year has gone by very, very quickly because it's been summer the entire year, because your attitude has been lighter, brighter, more proactive, and more positronic. And as such, who knows what you've accomplished? You know, we're recording this, of course, in August of 2024, but it's part of our Endless Summer Personal Branding series. And so you've actually possibly been watching this throughout the year and getting a little extra inspiration through the seasons. And of course, because it's Endless Summer, no time is a bad time for some good inspiration. And the reason I started with Summer Lovin' is because at this point, you really should love yourself and love what you've been doing. And you've kind of joined me in some of these videos, me and my Yorkie Poo Toby, and kind of been on our summer adventures. And, you know, if you recall, the last video had to do with June gloom, and it was kind of a little gloomy out, and today it's much brighter. And, you know, the sun is shining down on us. It's kind of a nice crisp morning. And I think that that's also relevant because I woke up this morning with the notion that I was going to have an amazing summer day. So what makes an amazing summer day? There's the old Mark Twain quote that everybody talks about the weather, but nobody does anything about it. It isn't about the weather. It isn't about the weather. It's about the sun inside of you. And I know that sounds a little bit foofy, but that's okay because, you know, with message therapy, the idea is to listen to the individual spark that sets you apart and not kind of, you know, just try to whip things up and dash things off. If you're going to tell your story effectively, you're going to have to dig deep. I'm sorry if that's a little tough talk, you know, but that's the fact. You're going to have to dig a little bit deep. The idea that some people have depth and others don't is ridiculous. We all have the same amount of depth. We do. Do we access it? Not necessarily. We're not all necessarily accessing the same amount of depth. I don't want to get into whether we all have the same amount of intelligence, because frankly, I'm not smart enough for that. I'm just kidding. Well, I'm not kidding, but I mean, I'm not getting into it. You wouldn't understand. No, I think, look, we got to bring humor. We got to bring intellect. We have to bring searching. We have to search for the things that matter to us and the things that distinguish us from anybody else. And sometimes that requires a little bit of fun and a little bit of poking around our psyche. And that's why it's, you know, message therapy, but it's also very straightforward. Someone asked me this morning on LinkedIn, what is the methodology behind personal branding? What is your methodology? This message therapy thing, it sounds interesting. And I said, well, it's really very simple and straightforward. First of all, no one should sound like anyone else. Okay, that's like the first complaint I always hear from a client about where they're at, is that they sound like everybody else. And that's what we've done to ourselves as a society. It's fine, we're groupers, we like to be part of things, but no one should sound like anybody else. The second thing is, if I let you talk about yourself a little bit, I'm going to hear what your target audience is hearing. Because if I know who your target audience is, I'm able to adapt my own perspective for the moment and play the role of your audience. And I listen to how it sounds, and then I translate it. So the first part is that you shouldn't sound like anybody else. There's no reason you should sound like anybody else in the world, no matter whether you share the same profession or not. Then the other thing is to listen, not talk, not write. Listen to your story and your voice. That's what I have to do. Then I have to translate it for your audience. That's it. That's message therapy, folks. Anyway, look, you can see how beautiful it is. I don't want to take you out of your beautiful sunny moment. So just enjoy the day, enjoy this summer loving experience, and really do give yourself some love and some positivity today. And put yourself in the right mood to tell the world who you are.